Praised be thy glory, Asher, God of the sun, Holy One, Spirit of righteousness.
You've had nothing to drink since morning, Father. Take a sip of water to make your little Myra happy. I looked for the coin to pay the ferryman, but the bandits stole everything. Say something, Father. Why don't you speak to me? You got here too late, ferryman. Help me awaken them.
Free from her, demons of madness. Spirit of light, I invoke thee. Leave your sorrows behind you, my child, and follow me. Come. People of Assyria, greed is the handmaiden of corruption. I, Zoroaster, tell you, the vengeance of the true spirit condemns your inhumanity and will destroy your false gods. For the idols you worship are no true gods.
He curses our gods. His blasphemy will bring sorrow upon us all. He will incite the rabble to rebel against the king. Give the order for the palace guards. Place him under arrest.
The spirit of light will flame in the heavens, and virtue will triumph only when Nineveh and Babylon are reduced to ashes. With valor and courage you conquered Babylon, and now your king keeps her in bondage. She wallows in misery and squalor. And still he imposes heavier taxes. The duty of a victor is to raise those he's defeated in war to his own level.
The king's guard is approaching.
Quiet, the soldiers!
He's an enemy of Assyria.
I heard him say that even the king will become dust and ashes when he dies.
Have you come to sow dissension among the people, old man?
I am a prophet, soldier, and I speak only the truth. My only enemy is the spirit of evil and all those who allow themselves to be possessed by it.
A whiff of dungeon air will clear his head. All right, take him away. Wait here. Babylon's emissary is here to render homage to our king.
Isn't that General Officer? Yes, it is. That's the future king of Babylon, is it? He looks pretty young for a king.
Hail to thee, mighty Prince Samos, brother of His Majesty the King of Nineveh.
Hail to thee, Arbaces, governor of Babylon. Most welcome to Nineveh. Hammurabi, how good it is to see you.
The citizens of Babylon are expecting you, especially the ladies.
Stay back there.
Justice, Prince! Justice!
Get back, you little devil.
Stop! Rise, Myra. There is no justice here. When princes will kneel down in front of the people, then will we herald the day of justice.
You know in whose presence you are? The future king of Babylon. Kneel down. Down on your knees. He's insulted Prince Samos. We'll see that he's adequately punished.
Not you, my dear. Our prison would mar your beauty. Hammurabi, conduct her to Chrysia. She will minister to her. Come. I shall join you. Arbaces, why don't you present me to your lieutenants?
This is the faithful Belas. You will be captain of the guards of your palace.
I am your humble servant. I hope very soon to be able to prove my loyalty to you.
Come along. You needn't be afraid. Chrysia.
Hammurabi, you have returned at last, my lord.
The road back to you seemed longer than ever.
I'm afraid that you've been unfaithful to me.
Oh, no. No, don't worry. She's a friend of Prince Samos. I leave her with you.
See to her needs. Come. You can't know how time drags when you're far away, my lord.
I'm sure you realize I must stay in Babylon as long as it's in bondage. But I've been so impatient to see you.
Stay still, this won't harm you. It's only a simple comb. I think this should do. Don't offend me.
I offend you. Your father has offended me.
But he's not my father. He's the holy man, Zoroaster. All my people were murdered. And he came to me as if sent by the gods. And I thought it was a sign.
Look at me. Your eyes are like the eyes of the goddess Ishtar.
No, I beg you.
And when you weep, your beauty is magnified. You are a gift from the gods. No woman has ever inflamed me as you do. Yes, you will come with me to Babylon. Say you will come.
Give Zoroaster his freedom. He is innocent.
And if I should obtain his pardon, would that be the price for your smile?
5,000 head of cattle, 30,000 sheep, 100 shiploads of grain. This is the tribute Babylon offers to Sardanapalus, mighty king of Nineveh, an earthly son of the great god Ashur, lord of all Egypt and of Nubia.
You have doubled my titles of honor, Arbaces, but somehow this year's tribute from Babylon has diminished by a third.
The tribute is proportionate to our resources, sire. This year's drought has scorched the crops in all the provinces in the east.
Well, next year's harvest will be better. My brother Samus will be there to watch over it.
Sorry to interrupt you. May I see you a minute?
Babylon can wait. What is it? What's happened?
Excuse me for disturbing you, but it's a matter that's very dear to my heart.
The arrogance of the Assyrians is intolerable.
And that young fool is as capricious as a woman.
Watch what you're saying. And you don't forget, sir, that Samus is my friend.
There is no friendship between Assyrian and Babylonian. You should know that, Hammurabi.
And there is no enduring friendship between kings. For power digs deep trenches, even between brothers.
All right, Samus, if you wish, I'll be merciful to this Zoroaster.
I was sure I could count on your generosity.
But now, Samus, that you are about to be purified in the temple, the Babylonians must bow before you as to a god.
But even Ashur, the god of life, burned with love for the goddess Ishtar.
You compare this lovely girl to the divine Ishtar?
The goddess of life is clothed in love. Her eyes are splendid as the stars of the morning.
Then go back to her. And now, where were we?
The Council of the Elders has prepared a revised list for your consideration.
I'm listening.
10,000 head of cattle, 50,000 sheep, 1,000 horses, 2,000 camels, and 200 shiploads of grain.
The gods take away with one hand and give with the other. I will be grateful to you, my prince.
I feel that it is a sign of my destiny. The throne chosen for me by my brother comes to me at the same time as love. You will be at my side always. For 7 days, I will be separated from you. In the inner chamber of the temple, I will receive the gods. They descend into men and make them into kings. It is our custom that every evening the woman dearest to the prince shall bring the votive offering to the temple. I have chosen you to be the one. You'll bring the cup of grain, my dearest. You'll light the 7 torches on the threshold of the temple, one each night. I love you. And while I stay in the temple, you will care for my horses. Go.
Here. I was bringing you this with my morning greeting.
The seal of our father. She's sleeping. Take this to the temple and give it to the high priest, who will place it on the altar of the god Ashur as sacrifice.
This your sacred seal belongs to Ashur. Ashur with strength will fill you. Ashur with justice will endow you. Lord omnipotent, turn not thy heart against me in anger. Hear my prayer. In the gentleness of thy soul, accept my sacrifice. Thou who establishes all glorious reigns, I pray thee, welcome me into the fraternity of the gods. Glory to God! Scandalous. Never in history has a woman of the human tribe been invested to perform sacred rites.
My brother has chosen his handmaiden, Namtar. Is that wrong?
Your brother is enchanted, and that old man is surely a magician in league with the powers of evil. It was a mistake to suspend the sentence. He should be killed.
Clemency must be shown to all visionaries, and Sardanapalus condemns no man before hearing him. Zoroaster, the priests accuse you of treason and witchcraft. I await your defense. Is that your accusation?
You have said that our gods are false. You have roused the inferior races, and in the person of this creature, you have bewitched Prince Samas.
I will answer the accusation. I do not stand here because you have ordained it. The spirit of Ashur has long been guiding my way into your presence. In the hills of Media, he came to me cloaked in gold and fire. And I heard his voice saying, "Go to Sardanapalus, king of Nineveh, and speak thusly."
Continue. Truth lives in thy soul.
Howbeit the spirit of evil lingers beside thee on thy throne. The people still live in slavery. The misery of the poor is the means to sinfulness and luxury of the patricians. Thy hands hold the fate of an empire. Thou canst render it eternal by a gesture, or thou canst ordain it to destruction and return it to the desert and to the silence of the centuries. You, Sardanapalus, of the earth, as the wind, I've sown my seed, and my mission is now accomplished.
This is blasphemy! He must be put to death!
I see no crime. However, your words are an invitation to doubt, and each man, Zoroaster, thirsts and hungers only for certainty. Return to the hills of Media. I will give orders for your safe conduct. But you must never leave those mountains again.
If all goes well, Myra, I will at last have sown the seeds of truth and justice. If I have failed, you will see their glory diminish to ashes.
Are you coming from the temple?
I've just taken the votive offering there.
You realize the offering is a privilege reserved for queens.
I didn't know that.
That's why the high priest had every reason for his anger.
But Samos said that...
Samos is young, and he loves you. And you?
Samos is my master, my lord.
And what if I wanted you for myself? No, of course not. You belong to Samos. You can belong to no one else. Not even to a god. Go now.
Thomas's room. What brings you here, my lord?
In these quarters, we played together as boys. We made plans and innocently discussed our futures.
In your voice, there's a note of melancholy. What's wrong?
I can see what's happening. Samos is too young and too honest to have learned the ways of power and of war.
And war?
Arbaces has emissaries throughout the empire. He's certainly plotting some maneuver. I wish I didn't have to choose.
To choose? Samos? Or Babylon?
Yes. Either my friend or my motherland.
Your conscience will be a righteous guide, because you are fine and noble. That's why I love and admire you.
How I wish I were worthy of you, Lucretia. I would I were a king to make you my queen.
I need only be the queen of your heart.
Per me questo vale più di un regno.
The King of Heaven and God of the Assyrians has endowed you with his powers, my brother. Fire itself can do nothing to his earthly sons. This is the test. In the name of your father, Asaradon, I crown you King of Babylon. The people of Babylon will obey you as the son of their gods.
Glory to Samos, Prince of Nineveh and King of Babylon.
Glory to Samos, Prince of Nineveh, King of Babylon.
I give homage to thy name, Ashur, God all-powerful, keeper of the keys of heaven, and I beseech thy blessing. Make my lips utter only thy justice. Make my actions the instrument of thy divine will. Give me the power to govern with faith and force.
In honor of the new king of the Babylonians, I decree 3 days of public feasting, and I hereby inaugurate the great chase dedicated to the god Ath.
Oggi Shamash dimostrerà il suo coraggio.
Coming from the west. No doubt the lions will flee towards the east.
Yes, you're quite right. Let's go! Oh!
Lions are in flight. It won't be long before they break cover. Creasy, I'm afraid.
Oh? For whom are you afraid? He'll be all right with some rest. Myra's bringing some spring water.
Fortunately, it's not serious.
If you hadn't come just in time.
Oh. You must save the skin of the lion. It'll bring you luck.
Go and join the others. Don't interrupt the hunt because of me.
king is thirsty too.
You saved Samus's life. Let me thank you, my king.
I am a king, it's true. But I'm also a man.
No. No, don't, please. We mustn't.
Myra, what's the matter?
Nothing. It's just the hour. Another day is dying. At evening, thoughts of the past come to haunt me. It's hard to forget. I know you understand.
In a few days, we will be in our new home. We will have our marriage feast. Babylon will begin rejoicing. I don't want to see that sad smile anymore.
Here, sire, is the skin of the lion who almost killed you. Let us place it at the foot of your throne.
Hammurabi told me that the lion was trained by you.
Hammurabi was joking. He goes too far at times. Look for yourself, sire, where your dagger pierced it.
I know. Look, Myra. I stabbed him 3 times. Here, and here, and here.
It must be exposed at the foot of your throne. But we'll say that you killed it, not the king of Nineveh.
But why say that?
Don't you see, my lord? You wish our people to believe that you owe him your life? Don't you realize that his light throws you in the shadow? You have much to learn, I fear. We need a powerful king to get us free from this bondage to Assyria. That, sire, is rather our ambition.
I don't know if you speak really as a friend, but you're brave to speak words that are so wounding.
He who gives pain is often really the friend you may trust. The flatterer is against you. Love too strongly protested covers a wish to betray.
You there. Please prepare 36 fresh horses in the ladies' carriages. We'll be leaving tomorrow morning.
Yes, my lord.
I have come to say goodbye. I'm leaving tomorrow.
No, you can't leave so soon.
I must, and you must forget me.
No, I will never forget you.
Samos is good and kind.
Yes, and he's my brother. And he loves you.
But you love me too. I can feel it. And it's as if I have always loved you. For years, centuries.
But now you belong to Samus. And you must watch over him and tend him. For he will be alone in a foreign land. And no man is as lonely as a king.
And you know it well, don't you?
Never so well as I know it today. Farewell, Myra.
I need the memory of your warmth. It'll be so cold without you. So cold.
So this is how you betray your trust. You know the price of treachery.
There is no treachery I can explain.
But he is your brother.
Get away from me! And you, defend yourself, great king of Nineveh! One of us will die.
Stop!
What are you waiting for? Kill me! Are you afraid?
Get out. Get out!
Harvesters is right. Your arrogance knows no bounds. But you will learn the force of my vengeance.
Arbaces is back! Arbaces is returning with the king of Babylon! Up on your feet, you swine! He's escorting the new king of Babylon!
Represented by these chieftains will turn Babylon into as powerful a kingdom as Nineveh. Here you see our allies who hail from every part of Asia with their valiant warriors. Uruk, the mighty chief of the Nubians, when his archers let loose their arrows, the sky grows dark as night.
We have come a long way, my lord. Our nation loves peace, but when warfare is necessary, no army can stand in our way.
I know the fame of the Nubian warriors, Uruk.
Numa, in command of the Persian battalions.
We ask only to serve, my lord.
The fearless Agad, who commands 2,000 desert horsemen. Swift as the winter winds, they've been called the flying devils of Asia.
And for cowards and princes who dress up to look like kings, we are devils indeed. Faithful servants are we to any man who proves his strength and courage, my good lord.
The king of the Medes, Tiamat. He disposes of 600 battlefield chariots.
Your brother is already well acquainted with the bravery of my troops.
Elixes, general of the army of Epirus.
We'll be pleased to go into battle for you, Samos.
I thank you all. Babylon now has a king, a powerful army, and in Arbaces, a great and loyal general. With such a force, our way can only be long and glorious.
These men are hard and cruel, difficult to dominate, but they're strong and powerful. I felt as if I would gladly ram my sword down the throat of that filthy horseman. But I'm sure they'll respect you once you show them that you're really a true and worthy king.
Be honest with yourself, Hammurabi. You're not afraid for me, but in fact, you're afraid of me. What were you dreaming, Myra?
Nothing, my lord. I dreamt that you were at peace in your father's palace, away from these treacherous people.
Is that really what you dreamt, Myra? You're quite sure it wasn't that you were in my brother's arms?
Samos, how can you say that? You are my master, and I must love only you.
Exactly. You must love me. But you don't love me. I know where your heart is, my love.
Didn't I follow you? Didn't I promise to belong only to you?
I want more from you than your body. That man, whom I will never call my brother again, has stolen you from me. The great king, father and brother. He will pay for this.
Well, this meat is deliciously tender. Why, it's almost as tender as our king.
Don't talk of the king that way. It's a sacrilege.
I'd fear encountering you men on the field of battle, my friends, yes. But you talk as if you were in love. You call that a king?
He's a scared little rabbit, that's all he is.
And he's a faithful vassal of his brother.
I say he's the king of Babylon, and even Arbaces has endorsed him. Give him a chance.
If Arbaces is afraid, that's his own affair, isn't it?
They sent us a baby to command our warriors.
We should see to it they pay with blood for this foul offense.
Think about what you're saying. If we make war against Babylon, we'll be slashed to ribbons. The gods are on his side.
It is fear that makes you speak like this.
Don't provoke me, I warn you, or you'll find my knife in your gullet.
What is the meaning of this? We're tired of being made fools of. We came to Babylon to fight, not to be witness to the amorous courting of a slut.
Do not listen to this desert scavenger.
Silently, Dad. Babylon has not chosen to stay in slavery to anyone, and she won't. This is not yet the moment to take arms, but when it is, no power on earth will keep us from marching. Now that you have seen your generals, what do you think of them?
Of my generals? Well, I wasn't too impressed with the warmth of their reception.
They fear you're not a real king, but only a tax collector, an emissary of Sardanapalus.
How dare you say such a thing?
You're my king, Samos, and you will be a great king, but you must serve no one, not even your own brother, no matter how much gratitude you owe him.
I owe no gratitude to anyone at all. And certainly not to my brother Sardanapalus. Because I loathe him. Yes, I loathe him, you understand? He gave me a throne, he saved my life, and in exchange he expected all of my possessions.
You are right, sire. All that you possess he now considers his own. Forgive me. I speak, sire, out of my loyalty. And because I also know about the Queen.
Silence!
You could have expected nothing else. Yes, power holds a deep fascination. Women like strength and they despise weakness and humility. But you are a king in your own right. You have power. This army you have is a great one. Not even your brother's army is nearly as mighty. And you are its master, if you so desire.
They'll see a king worthy of the Babylonians. And so will you, Arbaces. I'll meet with our allies in the morning. If the gods have chosen me as king of Babylon, then I will be king, and not a collector of taxes. If Sardanapalus wants his tribute, let him come and get it. He can find it at the tip of a spear.
Do you, the brother of Sardanapalus, wish to bring ruin upon us?
If we refuse Nineveh her tribute, it will mean war.
But for the conduct of a war, we must have a leader who's strong and courageous.
But Samos is a king who is strong and courageous.
Then let him prove it, and we'll be ready to follow him.
What are you doing here? This is not your place. This is no place for women.
It is the place, even for women, when the moment comes to save men from insanity. Your brother will never grant Babylon independence. Never.
Then it will mean war.
What do you want to do? Bathe in your brother's blood?
Yes, if that's what it takes. Now get out. Out!
As you have shown your woman, you will show these men that you are not afraid of your brother's sword, my dear sire. You yourself will go to Nineveh to state our conditions.
I'll leave tomorrow. In my absence, you and Hammurabi will be in charge.
We shall await your return, sire.
Arbaces, I must speak to you.
Can I be of service to you?
In a few moments, Samos leaves on his mad enterprise. I tried to speak to him, but he refuses to listen to me. I beg you to stop him. He'll listen to you.
The orders of a king can never stand in question.
Do you want to lead Samos to war?
I am a Babylonian, not an Assyrian. If Samos wants to act like a Babylonian king, then I shall stand united with him. Why should I bother about Nineveh and the Assyrians? There was a time when Babylon was the greatest nation on earth, and she will rise to that again.
I'm afraid of you. Your wild ambition will destroy us.
Belas. Do you remember my instructions?
Yes, sir, perfectly well.
When you're half the way to Nineveh, you are to wait. Have the men received orders?
They are all faithful. Goodbye, Arbaces.
Goodbye, my lord, and good luck.
You go to Arbaces. Tell him his orders have been carried out. And you know what you have to do now. I'll go on to Nineveh.
Arbaces challenges you in the open field.
God of vengeance, temper my sword. Guide my avenging arm, and I will build you a temple that will stand through the centuries. I will drag the gods of Babylon into the dust at your feet.
Sardanapalus has already left Nineveh and marches against us. Not satisfied with killing his own brother, he now wants our heads as well.
What has that to do with us? It was Samos who defied the king. Sardanapalus is a tyrant, ferocious and bloodthirsty. The murder of Samos is on his head. And that murder will be the impetus which will free Babylon from Assyrian bondage.
Hammurabi is right. We promised to serve the king of Babylon. Now he is dead. It is our duty to avenge him.
Before his troops succeed in reaching the plains of Babylon, our army must be in readiness. Go now, and prepare the army for battle.
The sacrifice of Samas will not have been in vain.
You sent for me?
Yes, I did. Your sorrow will be a great one, I realize that. Sardanapalus is a monster who will stop at nothing.
What do you mean?
Be strong, Myra. And look. Here is the answer of Sardanapalus. Know that this is the only fate for traitors.
Samos, I have killed you, Samos. I've killed you. Forgive me.
The survivors of the escort brought him back.
I call the gods to witness this. You will not go unavenged, I swear, Samos.
Soldiers of Assyria, once again, Babylon has raised its Hydra head. Either it will be destroyed forever, or we will be devoured by its fangs. This is the roar of my Assyrian lions. They will pay for the blood of my brother. Victory to Nineveh!
There is no force able to withstand the strength of your arms, O great king. Only if the river Tigris should change its course and take up sword and shield against you, then and only then will your throne be in danger. But if the waters of the Tigris continue to follow their ancient course, the victory is yours, O king of Nineveh, O powerful king of the 4 parts of the world.
Grief driven you out of your mind? It is I, Sardanapalus, your king.
A murdering king. I failed to avenge your brother.
My brother? What are you saying? I am the one who will avenge Samas.
But your message?
What message?
I myself saw the tablet on his poor headless body. You killed him.
Arbaces, yes. That damned Arbaces has struck us both. One morning, I saw my brother's head appear before the walls. How could you believe? You know how much he meant to me. Enough to give up the woman I love.
Then it was all lies. Don't meet his challenge. The Nubian army has joined the alliance, and Arbace's forces are double yours.
Victory is mine. Ordinary men are helpless against me. Only the forces of nature can defeat me.
I'm so afraid.
The Assyrians is destroyed forever.
Tomorrow we'll lay siege to Nineveh.
It's comfortable to ride on a horse, isn't it?
Isn't there a horse for me?
March. Thank the God you still have legs.
The king called us the Assyrian lions. Now we plod like poor sheep in the rain. Go on there. Go on. Faster.
Asher, your priests will rot in my dungeons. Rise, defy me if you can. But you can't. You're nothing but a hollow idol. Babylon, come to the walls of my father. I welcome you. Here comes the king with his escort.
Almighty King, 2 brothers of mine died in the battle. When we reach Babylon, I will show you destruction. Not a single stone will be left standing.
Well said, soldier. If you can teach such hatred, teach it to your king.
There are many, my lord. Many more than Nineveh has ever seen beneath her walls. We've been completely surrounded. And they have a great many engines of war.
I won't stand idle to wait for their assault. Prepare the cavalry. Muffle the feet of the horses, put out the lights in the city. By dawn, we'll be in position for a surprise attack. Arbaces, I'll crush you.
vos armes, rejoignez vos postes.
It has finally stopped raining. Here's the plan that I've prepared for the assault. You, Hammurabi, will attack from the rear. I'll advance head-on with our machines of war. Meanwhile, the Nubian rams will try to force an opening into the east. Nineveh lies waiting at our feet. Let us strengthen our spirit, good friends. Before long, victory will be ours.
To the forest, sire. Pirates are only good for ambushes. Destroy everything, then we'll go back to Nineveh. We're invincible now. Back to Nineveh!
You want a drink?
I give you a toast to our victory. Glory to the soldiers of Nineveh. Drink to a certain victory. Men have succeeded where the gods have failed.
Assemble your men.
Yes, at once.
This is a dreadful day for Babylon and for her allies. Stop your complaining.
What are we going to attack Nineveh with? Our nails?
Babylon will win her independence, and we will remain until I've avenged the death of Samos. Gather your men.
I've never seen such heavy rain. Come on. You can go. Now what? It's useless to be on guard tonight. All you can see is rain.
The walls of the city are falling, my lord.
Run for your lives!
withstand the strength of your arms, O great king. Only if the river Tigris should change its course and take up sword and shield against you, then and only then will your throne be in danger.
You will reign. The light is in you and the darkness. The spirit of righteousness will live when Nineveh and Babylon are dust and ashes.
Spirit of righteousness, you summon me. I shall expiate my sins with fire, scatter my ashes with the ashes of a lost people. It's the end, Myra. I tried to do the impossible, but in vain. Everything's against me.
It's only an evil dream.
No. The prophecies have been fulfilled. Tonight is the end of all life. Now all that matters to me is your life. You'll be taken to the mountains of Media. Tell Zoroaster that the light has overcome the shadow.
But I won't leave you.
I'll have you dragged from my arms. If you live, I will survive in your memory. And that survival is the only one I believe in. Say Sardanapalus lived in power and in joy. His eyes refused to look upon defeat.
You're delirious. You'll live. You'll live. You'll live. I've been looking for you all over.
I wanted to come back to this room for the last time. This room where the two youths, Samus and Hammurabi, grew up. I had such hopes, and now there is nothing left.
Crecia, listen to me. I can save you. It is not over. Hammurabi is coming back. Listen. Mercy, my Lord. Let me go. I don't want to perish.
Those who belong to the king will perish with him. Drink. The king serves his brave soldier. What is death to dishonor? We lived as a great people, so shall we die.
Thanks to you, Crecia. Now I know the black soul of that jackal Arbaces.
Hammurabi, the waters have destroyed the walls of Nineveh, and the palace of the kings is in flames. Tomorrow our troops will take possession of the city.
Defend yourself!
What does this mean, Hammurabi?
Defend yourself! I had a private score to settle with the king of Nineveh over the head of Samas. But now I know who's responsible.
Before long, all of Nineveh will be in flames. Well, who will fill the cup of the king?
I will. To the end. With you.